Okay, everyone, we have huge news whenever it has came to Wendy Williams and this conservatorship. And this is really crazy, and this is going to affect everything to do with Wendy Williams' life moving forward, because of course these conservatorships are literally dictating these people's lives. And we have been very, very, very closely following the Wendy Williams conservatorship, and I have said that I believe that it is incredibly, incredibly abusive. And we have basically got confirmation today that what we have been saying all along is true. So we're going to get into it. It is absolutely fucking crazy. I have no idea what is going to happen next. I really have no idea what happens after this, because the conservatorship has basically been exposed for not telling the truth about Wendy Williams. And I don't know what happens from here, honestly. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider. We're getting close to 500k. And also my Patreon is still 30% off right now. Code YouTube Mucker for 30% off. If you subscribe, you immediately get access to me reacting to Trisha Paytas's Broadway show, me reacting to Escape the Night Season 1, 2, and 3, and Beast Game Season 1. And tonight, I'm going to be posting my Ribby, Frankie, Devil, and My Family documentary reaction. So, as we're aware, everyone, let me take you on a little journey of the Wendy Williams conservatorship before I basically tell you the big fucking news, just so everyone knows what is happening. It's $30 off. It's not $30. My Patreon isn't even $30. It's 30% off. It's even cheaper. Anyways, so let me take you on a little journey of the conservatorship just to get caught up, because we now have like our big update, okay? Okay, so let me take you back to 2019. So in 2019, Wendy Williams was hosting the Wendy Williams show as we know it. And Wendy, fainted live on air. Remember when she was wearing the Statue of Liberty costume? And it became a very, 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 very memed on moment back in 2019. However, it definitely showed that there were issues going on with Wendy Williams' health. And then she, in 2019 as well, admitted that she was living in a sober house. Wendy Williams had openly talked in the past about her substance abuse and her alcohol abuse. This was very shocking to fans and all the rest. And then rumors started spreading in Hollywood that she was having like a dependency on alcohol and all the rest. Wendy had also been open about struggling with Graves' disease and her lymphedema, and she was having complications. Also at this time, her husband and her separated, and her husband got another woman pregnant, and she was very clearly spiraling live on air about it, as anyone would if their partner did that to them. So again, Kevin Hunter was also an executive producer of the Wendy Williams show, and basically the marriage was falling apart and her career was falling apart before her eyes. He was allegedly getting another woman pregnant, and obviously this triggered years of a lot of stress and a lot of problems for Wendy Williams. So this is important to let you know, because this is kind of like the last time the public are aware of what happened with Wendy Williams, where she was kind of in a downfall. And this is kind of referred to a lot whenever people are justifying a conservatorship, even though I believe the conservatorships, for the most part, specifically ones that we're seeing in Hollywood, are incredibly abusive, and they really just boil down to wanting control and money. But this is also about day-to-day people as well. If Britney Spears can be put in a conservatorship wrongfully, and Wendy Williams can be put in a conservatorship wrongly, we should be talking about these things, because yes, we care about these people, but also there should be a reform with the conservatorship system that will affect day-to-day people like me and you, and also people who are currently in them right now. So then we move on to 2020, and this is when the Wendy Williams show switched out Wendy Williams as the permanent host with a bunch of guest hosts, which obviously showed that there were problems behind the scenes. Wendy kind of took a step back, and the tabloids kind of shifted into Wendy is unwell, which was also coming from very, very, very vague sources, which kind of we can look at now was planting the seeds for a conservatorship, in my opinion. This is also what happened with Britney Spears back in 2007, whenever people were trying to paint Britney as unstable or crazy, as a way then of soft launching to the public that they do deserve to be in a conservatorship. 2021 is whenever there was production leak stories that were showing that Wendy was allegedly struggling with her memory and that she can't form sentences. Now, put a pin in that, because we're going to get back to that, because that has basically been fucking debunked now. And Wells Fargo, the bank, allegedly freezes her accounts due to concerns about exploitation, which we then find out was actually, Wendy told us herself, it was her son who was spending on her account that got it frozen, which ultimately got her put in the conservatorship, which is fucking crazy as shit. And her team were denying this, but the public were believing that she was incapable, because obviously all these sources were saying that she basically has dementia, she can't form sentences. And again, this is all being debunked in a new filing now. So Put a pin in that. 2022 was whenever Wells Fargo locked Wendy out of her own money, filing a petition claiming that she was a victim of financial exploitation, and they submit letters from medical professionals without identifying any fucking details. And then Wendy, however, was basically speaking out in videos saying that she was fine, capable, and basically begging the court to release the assets and also for the public to believe her. So from 2022, Wendy Williams has been trying to get the public to know that she is of sane mind and she is aware, versus the conservatorship has been pushing the narrative that Wendy literally has fucking dementia. Put a pin in that again, because again, that has now been debunked. And then May 2022 was whenever there was a court-appointed guardianship. A New York judge was the one who appointed a legal guardian over Wendy Williams, which includes access to her money, business decisions, control of her life, her finances. And the public, however, was not fully told the reason that Wendy Williams was put under this, which again is very, very, very shady. And then late 2022 was whenever Wendy Williams was kind of gone from any media attention at all. We didn't know where Wendy was, and it was very clear that Wendy was losing control of just being a person, and she was losing her career, and she was losing the ability to control decisions in her own life, because this is what happens with these abusive guardianships, in my opinion. However, Wendy Williams would look fine in paparazzi videos whenever she would be seen, when the paparazzi would catch her. She's actively telling us that she's fine, but this conservatorship is telling us that she has like frontal dementia. Okay, put a pin in that as well. 2023 is whenever we fully get told in a statement released that is claiming that Wendy has frontotemporal, is that how you say it? Dementia, FTD, and also aphasia, which is difficulty with fucking speech and just language in general. Now, this diagnosis, want to let you know as well, is very, very, very incurable, or at least for the most part, very hard to reverse. So this was really shocking when we found out that basically Wendy Williams had fucking dementia and aphasia. However, that has now been fucking debunked, which is crazy, because Wendy Williams has been in a fucking conservatorship and still is in one because of this. Anyways, then we have 2014, which is whenever Lifetime released a documentary looking into Wendy's life. It showed her at her absolute worst. And again, she has no control over herself. So I guess the conservatorship or whoever is allowed to basically show her in this state. Huge fucking problem. And then 2025 is whenever we start seeing medical reports continue. And then November, I'm bringing us to now because that is the update with what has been happening with Wendy Williams, right? Just want to let you know. Huge update, guys. Huge fucking update. A neurologist in New York City has reportedly found no signs of dementia in Wendy Williams. Why is this such a big fucking deal? Because Wendy Williams has been in a conservatorship, locked away in these fucking treatment centers. We've seen the videos. We've seen her holding up help signs. We've seen her have no control over her life. We've seen her say that she's locked out of fucking everything. A neurologist has now reportedly said that there are no signs of dementia in Wendy Williams' health records. Wendy Williams has been in a fucking conservatorship for 3 fucking years, 3+ years, because of this diagnosis. How the fuck are we allowed to diagnose people with dementia without properly being aware of it? What the fuck? Her legal team are planning on filing court papers within the next 2 weeks to ask for the guardianship to be terminated. But you know what pisses me? You know what pisses me off? You know what fucking pisses me off? This is fucking abuse. This is fucking abuse. We saw it with Brittany. We see it with Wendy. And we probably would see it in most, if not all, conservatorship cases, because they are literally just fucking abusive, and there needs to be a turnaround of the entire fucking system. And I cannot fucking believe that we are seeing these high fucking profile people go through shit like this and no fucking change or reform is happening. Because again, if this can happen to the biggest fucking stars of all goddamn fucking time, it can happen to anyone in the fucking world, and there is no press fucking talking about it, and there's no fans trying to support you. That's why there needs to be a change of the fucking conservatorship system. But I'm so fucking angry that above anything else, people are like, oh my god, this is great, we can get Wendy out of the conservatorship. That's the bare fucking minimum. How do you mean someone can lose, specifically with her being, she is in like her middle ages, like She's in her 50s. How fucking dare you restrict her of 3+ fucking years of her life because what? One of y'all decided to diagnose her with fucking dementia, but now we're figuring out that apparently isn't fucking true. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? And also, furthermore as well, we're hearing from Wendy Williams that she's having to beg the fucking conservators to allow her to go to her fucking father's birthday party, and her father's nearly fucking dying because he's so fucking old. Anyways, no shade. I'm getting really fucking pissed off here, so you get my point. I'm being a little bit angry, but her fucking father, she's barely allowed to see in the last couple fucking years of his life. She's struggling with health problems. Anyways, I'm aware that in fucking conservatorships, you're probably not even allowed to control what fucking medicine you're taking, and if you actually are someone who is sick, you should be allowed fucking control over that. But the fact that this is all based on the fucking dementia claim, and now we're fucking being told that that wasn't even goddamn fucking true in the first place. I can't. It is so crazy. It is fucking crazy to me. It is so crazy. What do you mean? We have watched for the last 3 fucking years this woman literally begging at a fucking window in New York at a place that she's paying for, that she has no control whether she pays for it or not, to let her out, help her, free Wendy, and all the fucking rest. You know what? Oh my God, we did this with Brittany. We're gonna have to do it with Wendy again. Jesus fucking Christ. When will there be a fucking reform of these fucking abusive... Oh my God. I'm like so worked up over it. I'm so fucking worked up over it. So anyways, it's being said, I saw from TMZ are really rooting for Wendy in all of this, which is really interesting. So basically TMZ are reporting that if the judge is dragging their feet with this, now that we have found this, that Wendy's lawyer, Joe Tacopina, wasn't it? He's been like Trump's lawyer and stuff. Yikes. However, he gets fucking results, is reportedly ready to push for a jury trial to free her. We may see this go to trial. We may see Wendy Williams go to fucking trial over whether or not she should be in a conservatorship. And you know what's just so crazy to me? That this woman, regardless of your fucking opinions of her, has had 3+ years of no access to the money she worked her entire life for. No fucking free will to do whatever the fuck she wants. Can you imagine that? Could you imagine? And she has openly said to us in these secret phone interviews she does with radio that she's locked in like dementia wards. Can you imagine being wrongfully locked in fucking dementia wards? This is so crazy. So this is now... Wendy has been under this since May of 2022, which means that for 22, 23, 24, 25, like 3+ years, 4 years, Wendy Williams has had no control, and other people have had control over her finances and what she is allowed and not allowed to do. Now, the diagnosis of the dementia is supposed to be progressive so that it means that it doesn't get better. But now there's a claim that it wasn't even there to begin with. And I just want to say as well that we are seeing in conservatorship abuse that we are being told that someone is sick, and then we're seeing them be restricted from life outside, being probably given whatever meds the conservators come up with, probably making them sick. Wouldn't you go a little bit fucking crazy if you're locked away for 3 fucking years, 4 years? It seems like a setup. Oh, I get so angry about this. I just am like, the whole conservatorship has been based on what we're now seeing a claim that this is literally power dynamics in abuse. I cannot believe, I'm like looking at this TMZ article. I really cannot believe this. After literally years of us being told that she had this frontotemporal, I guess is what it's called, dementia, the same thing that literally was justifying putting her under the conservatorship. Apparently, she doesn't even have it. A brand new neurologist, oh my God, these big words, neurologist has came in and said, well, actually, she doesn't have that. So What is going on here? And again, I'm aware that people don't like Wendy Williams. Regardless of your opinion, she is pop culture. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Wendy Williams. You wouldn't have the Just Trish if it wasn't for Wendy Williams. You wouldn't have pop culture, talk show, all this shit if it wasn't for pioneers like Wendy Williams, and you can never take that away from her. And also, is she on meds for dementia? I don't know. We do not know. But if she allegedly doesn't even have it for something that's apparently progressive, which only gets fucking worse, I can't. So again, just to clarify that we have this TMZ big release that Wendy Williams apparently doesn't even have the dementia that was claimed to justify her fucking conservatorship. What the fuck? What the fuck? Now, what do I think is going to happen next? These people who are in control of conservatorships want them to continue. Why do they want them to continue? Money. Money. It's money. And it's like, hold on, someone said, I'm not trying to be hateful to Wendy at all. I love her, but I do feel like allegedly she did develop a drinking problem. Here's the thing. A lot of people have drinking problems. Are they in conservatorships? No. Do they have access to their money? Yes. Have we been shown that Wendy Williams had a drinking problem within the last 3 fucking years? Yes. Has Wendy Williams been against her will, been put in a conservatorship for the last 3 years? Yes. No, I saw the rest of your comment. I'm addressing for people that will say that because I have seen that in my comments. It's like they trigger these people. They push them, because this is your point. They push them to going crazy, to abusing substances, to them be like, see, we told you. We told you. We told you. This is crazy, and I cannot believe that this woman has gone through all this for allegedly all these home visits and all like this, and apparently none of it was true. And apparently none of it was true. Again, what do I think is going to happen next? These conservatorship people don't want these to end. They have access to the money. They have control. This is what they want. However, she's got a good lawyer, a scary lawyer, a lawyer that works with Trump. I'm not agreeing with him ethically, but I'm saying that this lawyer is going to push for this to finish. In this context, it was a good pick for a lawyer because he's fucking scary as shit. And the fact that he's saying that you have 2 weeks to fix this shit, or we want to take it to trial, is... we could see this being blown up. We could genuinely see this being bigger than the Free Britney movement. But I hate that we continue having to have these movements. And you know what I do just want to say as well? It's always on women. It's always on women. You don't see this happening to men in Hollywood. You never do. And I swear to living Christ, that if we go through this process again and no fucking reform happens with the conservatorship system, I don't know. No, I will keep you updated, but this is huge. This is a really big update. And I'll keep you updated, and we'll leave it there for now. Because I will be updating you, because they do have a deadline. So we'll leave it there for now. Put a pin on it, and we'll come back. And I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.